Hi guys, this is week 51 Project Life, and I'm still using my Citrus Twist Kit's January kit. And I've got my photos this week, but I had a lot of photos, but most of them were vertical photos. So I've printed out a whole pile of 3x4s and just a couple of little square ones. And I'm going to use my usual 4x6 slots just to, with a couple of the 3x4 cards instead, to make a sort of slightly different layout to normal. So I'm just going through the 3x4 cards and adding some of the prettiest ones. I'm going to have a couple of spots for journaling this week. There are a couple of stories I wanted to tell, but apart from that, this is pretty much how it's going to look. So I can just go ahead and stick down those two little photos. That's all I've got to stick down this week. Now my title card was the only 4x6 card I had left, and it has a little sentiment on the bottom about starting a new year, and I'm not quite there, a couple more weeks to go, so I'm just cutting out one of the larger tags from the cut apart sheet and sticking that over top. Then I'm going to stitch along the bottom of that just to give it a little bit of texture. Now I'm going to use the numbers from the By the Numbers set to stamp my week number this week, and I just wanted to grab an ink that was matched some of the tealy, darker tealy colours in some of the cards this week. So I've grabbed a few and I'm just going to test them to see which one I think might work. So I've just grabbed a few. The first one I thought was too light, the last one was too blue, so I'm going with the one in the middle, which actually I didn't think was going to be the one that worked, so I guess that shows it pays to test them out. So I just stamped those numbers to the right, and then I can use these beautiful pink puffy stickers to spell out week. And I'm just lining those all up to the top of the label. Of course it's going to hang off the edge a little bit, but that's alright. And then on that gigantic label I can add my date stamping. So in between it, instead of drawing a heart this week, I'm going to add one of these really cute little puffy sticker hearts, and that is my very simple title card all done. I've got an extra story to tell this week, so I've got 2 spots for journaling, so I've just run those through my typewriter, and now I can just do a little bit of embellishing. I haven't used many of these really beautiful puffy stickers yet, so I'd really like to use a few of those. And there's one on here that says something about having a really bad day, which went really nicely with the photo of Lily after her bath. It's definitely a bad day for her, any day she has to have a bath. And then I'm just looking through some of the other pieces in the kit, some of the die cuts, and also this By the Numbers stamp set, which is really cute. And it had this really cute little coffee cup icon. So I thought I would use the white ink and just repeat stamp that across the bottom, almost making sort of like a strip of coffee cups. So they are going off the edge of the page there. And then I was going to add a couple of these stickers, because there's one that says sort of like pour me a cup of coffee or that sort of thing. And while I was there I saw one that was perfect for my last day of work selfie. But in the end, I didn't see any in that sticker sheet that I thought would work. There was a stamp that looked alright, and I thought maybe I could stamp it on a label, but I didn't like how much of the coffee cups the label actually covered up, so in the end I sort of decided against that as well, and I went back to the puffy stickers and decided to add one of those just to the top, so that way you can still see those little coffee cup stamps, but it does add a wee sentiment on there. It was a perfect stamp for the photo of Lily and me going for a walk, and so I've just stamped that in white ink. And then I'm using one of these, it's not really a border stamp, it's a corner stamp, just to stamp into each corner of that photo, just to add a little bit of something extra to it. I mean, this is such a perfectly pretty card, it didn't need a lot, so I'm again adding one of those little puffy sticker hearts. And then this is the only card that really needs something done with it, because there's no photo or no journaling or anything like that. It's just going to be a little filler card. So I really want to use one of those puffy stickers, but then there was this sort of cut apart sheet too, and I wondered about maybe cutting out one of these little tags at the bottom of it and maybe using that, but it just didn't sort of stand out enough from the pattern on the background. So what I really want to use is this little white puffy sticker with the wee floral on it. That's really cute, but again I'm just worried it's not really standing out enough, so I think I'm gonna punch a circle from some of these cardstocks, and I'm trying to work out which color I think might work best, and I think probably the darker one. So I'm just going to use a little, I didn't have a punch that would fit the circle, so I've got a wee metal die and I'm just running that through my diamond press, and then I can stick the circle on top of that. I'm just going to glue it down just a little bit, and I'm going to stitch through it again to repeat that stitching from the title card. Now I sort of think I'm done, but I'm really struggling with the fact that it's all 3x4s rather than 4x6s. So then I get a little bit sort of swappy and think, oh, maybe I'll just swap a few of these around, and it never really works as well as it did the way I had it in the first place. So it pretty much goes back to exactly the same way it was, and then I step away and call it finished. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen, and I'll see you next time. Bye!